What up, what up, what up, y'all? It's your boy Moan T, and it's time for that 5-minute cigar review. And tonight's a special night. Kind of got the spooky lighting as my computer is shining up in me. It's almost appropriate because it's Halloween when I'm making this video. Not intentional, but it just kind of came out that way. Anyway, so tonight, something a little bit different. I am smoking, in case you're curious, an Opus X, but not a review of the Opus X. Tonight, I did some research, did a lot of research, and I came up with an extensive, but not an exhaustive list. These are tobacco leaves and their flavors, the many flavors, to help you kind of gauge or understand the flavors that tobacco leaves produce as you're smoking them. Again, this is an extensive list. I got a lot of stuff here, but it's not exhaustive. What I did was I just Googled cigar tobacco leaf flavors, and I got a bunch of different articles, and I went through each one, and I found the ones that had like the type of leaf and the types of flavors. And as you might expect, or maybe not, one article might say that this tobacco leaf has this flavor, and another one may add a flavor, take away a flavor, or just a totally different flavor. So I've listed all of them that I could find, and then after a while I just got tired of reading all the different articles. So there's more information out there if you want to look it up for yourself. But this is what I found and what I combined together. And as boring as it might be, I'm just going to kind of read it off of my list here. Excuse me, give me a little puff there. I'm just going to read it off of my list here. And again, you can go back and research it for yourself if you want to. I'm going to move my computer over this way a little bit. So as I'm looking down, I'm still talking this way instead of that way. You don't care about that. That's technical stuff. Anyway, so these are, again, all the leaves that I found and the flavors that I found. I just combined all the ones I found from different articles. The Connecticut broadleaf. It's typically a thick and dark, and it usually has the flavors or ranges from earthy, toasty, bitter, chocolate, maple. It lacks sweetness oftentimes, may have a grass or an ammonia type taste. Connecticut shade. It's a little bit mellower, milder. It's sweet, woody, may have some toast or a buttery taste to it. Dominican, leather, spicy, a little salty. Wow, that's it. For some reason I thought the Dominican had a few more flavors. Maybe I just missed some. But anyway, again, look these up for yourself if maybe you taste something that I don't, or that is not listed here. Nicaraguan, it's robust. It's usually earthy, spicy. Nicaraguan is definitely spicy, woody. Can have some chocolate, peppery. Sumatran is can have cinnamon taste to it. Earth can be a little floral, sweet, sometimes tangy. Sometimes it amuses me or it amazes me that you'll have a tobacco leaf that will have almost totally different flavors. Like one might say it's sweet, and another one might say it's bitter. There you go. This one says sweet, and the other one says tangy for the Sumatran. So moving on, Ecuadorian Sumatran. This is different than just regular Sumatran. Cedar, raisins, coffee beans, black pepper. Colombian, because one of the sites said it listed as had sort of an old world taste. I don't know what old world tastes like, but that's what it said. It's rich and earthy. Honduran. Looked at a couple different ones, and all I found was earthy. And I would add on to that personally that it's earthy, sometimes a little leather, and sometimes a little nutty. Ecuadorian just said rich, and again, Ecuadorian, it can sometimes be spicy, in my opinion. And I'm adding my opinion on some of these again because they didn't have a lot of flavors listed on the websites that I looked at. So Ecuadorian can be rich, it can be spicy, and also a little earthy. Pennsylvanian, deep chocolate, toasty, and earthy. San Andres Mexican. Quick little side story. One of the first cigars I had that had San Andres tobacco in it, and I just never thought of Mexico as a tobacco producing place. I was like, this is going to taste like crap. But it was actually good. But anyway, it's toasty, sweetness is chocolate, wood, earth, clay. Clay is an interesting one. I'm going to have to really pay attention to see if I can taste clay. I'm not exactly sure what clay tastes like, but I'm definitely going to try and find some San Andreas cigars with San Andreas tobacco in it and see if there's an odd taste in there, and maybe I can identify that as clay. And dark pepper. Corojo wrappers in particular, smooth and creamy to spicy. They can be earthy, have leather, cocoa, and cedar. Criollo, I never know if I'm pronouncing that right. Criollo or criollo. Oftentimes in Spanish, the double L makes a Y sound, but it doesn't sound right when I say it. Criollo. Anyway, smooth and flavorful, can be very powerful is what it says. Pepper, cocoa, bread, nuts, sweet, and cedar. Natural, cedar, coffee, bread, and earth. Those last few are more not the region, just the type of wrapper, if you know what I mean. Costa Rican can be toasty and nutty. Brazilian Matafina is rich and woody, sweet and toasty. I like cigars. I've had several that have the Brazilian Matafina, and those are usually very tasty cigars. For me, pretty much every cigar is tasty, but Brazilian ones stand out. All right, Cameroon, oftentimes milder, and they have a butter, little pepper, and a little leathery taste to them, flavors. Rosado, spice, cedar, nuttiness, floral, which the floral almost sounds proper since it's a rosado, which makes me think of roses. Cuban, Cubans, again, this is one that didn't have as many flavors as I thought, because Cuban tobacco seems to run the gamut of flavors. There's just so many different flavors depending on how it's processed or made. But here listed is spicy, bread, leather, cocoa, espresso, and cedar. I just seem like the Cuban cigars I've had have a lot more flavors to them, but that's what's listed. And off the top of my head right now, I can't think of the other flavors that I've tasted. Anyway, coming to the end, I got 3 more here. Peru just said very rich. Haven't had a lot of cigars with Peruvian tobacco, so I don't know much about them. Jamaican, mild and sweet. And then Candela wrappers produce a grassy flavor, cedar, pepper, and sweet. Now, there's other tobaccos out there, other regions, other areas. When you look at like Nicaragua, the different regions inside Nicaragua, and I tried to find as many as I could with as many different flavors and list them all together to present that to you. Take this list, maybe write it down if you want to. And my goal now that I have, like I said, an extensive enough list, is to, when I smoke cigars, pay really close attention to what the flavors are supposed to be, to see how close I'm tasting that. Keep in mind that how the tobacco is processed, how it's fermented, how it's aged, and all that kind of stuff affects the flavors. So that's why I think when I read this list and I'm seeing certain things and I'm thinking to myself, I taste other stuff as well. That has to do with, my taste buds, what I've eaten and all that stuff, but also may be different because of, again, the processing of that tobacco. So there you have it. I hope this was somewhat educational for you, without being too boring. Just reading stuff off of a list can be pretty boring, but if you're a tobacco or cigar lover like I am, maybe it was boring in a good way, and you got some education and some knowledge, and you enjoyed it. So, all right, y'all, that's it. This was almost 10 minutes. Let me cut this off now. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to share, and don't forget to leave your comments. Y'all stay cool. Y'all stay cool. Be cool. Stay smoky. I am lost now. Be cool. Stay smoky, and peace out.